from True Joy Studio. Today we're making these junk journal pockets, or some might even call them a library card pocket, because it kind of resembles the old pockets in the front of a library book. I like to use these in junk journals, and I've made up some little journaling spots here that we can slide in the middle. I think those are really pretty. So I thought I'd do a quick tutorial today and show you how I make them. I've got a couple others here that are made up and they just slide down in there perfectly. So let me show you how I make these. Start out by using 3 by 4 inch journal cards. And then I've cut some little fronts here. And these are all 3 by 2 inch. That's going to be the little pocket on the bottom. So let me pull a couple out here and we'll start from scratch. Move these out of the way. Isn't that butterfly one really pretty? I love butterflies. I think we'll use this plaid color here of blue for the base. And I'm going to cut it 3 inches by 4 inches. So there's the 3. And then we'll come over to the 4. That looks good. Okay, and while I'm here with my trimmer, I want to go ahead and cut this bottom part out, like this butterfly is here, and it's going to be 3 inches by 2 inches. So again, we'll go to the 3. But on this other part, we're only going to go to 2 inches. There's that line there. There we go. Okay, that corner is a little bent up, so that's a good thing. We're coming in here to round these out. Do all 4 corners, and then on this one I'm only going to do the 2 bottom ones. So that's going to fit like that. So let's go ahead and glue that on. I'm going to bring over some glue paper, and today I'm using a wet glue to make sure this adheres well, and this is just the tacky glue by Aileen. Is that how you say her name? Now, another thing you can do, and I've done this a lot in the past, instead of using tacky glue around the edge of this, I'll come in with my sewing machine and I'll sew around the edges. But today I just wanted to keep it simple and use my tacky glue. So I'm just going to go around the very edges of this, as close as I can get to the end. Then I'm going to use my finger and smooth that out because I don't want a bunch of glue on this. And I'm just going to line it up here at the bottom. Come down just a little bit. Both sides. I think that looks pretty good. And I made sure not to put glue on this top end because that's where I want the pocket. I've got some pretty lace here that I'm going to just cut a little piece off, and we're going to go across the front. So, okay. There we go. And I'm going to use the tacky glue for this as well. Just a little thin. And all the way across there. We'll line it up, and then I'm just going to gently do a little press there. I don't want that glue to go above that line because I don't want it to interfere with the pocket. Press down, press down. Okay, I'm going to set this to the side, and we're going to let this dry for a bit while we work on these little journaling spots for the inside. And what I'm using for that, let me move some of this good old stuff out of the way here. Okay, what we're going to use for that, I pulled out this little green I think would look good with that. And then I've got this, you know how you'll get a paper pad, and then some of these will have, instead of being all patterns in it, they'll have a lot of these plain colors in it. And I think all these pastels that are in here go pretty good with this. And I've already cut several of these out. And I've got them cut out here. And this size is going to be the 2" by 3". That's going to be this part here for the little journaling spot. So those are all cut out already. And I think this top one here might go good with that color. So we'll just use that one. Move these to the side. Okay, so I'll put my green in here, and I think that'll be pretty color with that. So on the green one, we want to cut it to 2 3/4 by 3 1/4. So let's do that. There's the 2 1/4. We'll go out to 3 1/4. I think that'll look nice. So if you notice on the top of each of these, I've got like a little pull tab that goes on it. So if we were to put this one in here, we've got a little something to pull on. It's kind of like a page tab. You know how when you have a page tab, tabs just make everything look nicer, I think. So let's make one of those for this one. And on these, I'm going to use the green because that's what's closer to the outside here. And I think that looks nice. So we just need a couple inches cut off. Let me bring this back over. Okay, I think we'll just do, about 3/4 of an inch ought to do it. Okay, and to make this, I'm going to go ahead and bring another clean glue piece over. And I've just got some Elmer's glue for this part. I'm going to fold it in half first. This is just a couple inches long. I've got a little purple showing there from the other side. This is double-sided, so let me trim both of that and this side. Then I'm going to put glue here and on here. I'm going to leave a little spot in the middle. I'm just going to fold that over so it has a little bit of a loop at the top. Okay, and before I glue this one on, I'm going to glue this one on. And I don't want it too high, so we'll just do about like that, I think. And then we'll glue this one on. And that'll kind of cover up the bottom part of that tab and hide that. Okay, this is still a little wet here, so I don't want to stick my card in it yet. But let me grab my scissors and we'll trim off the outside edge here. We'll trim off the outside edge. Those colors will be pretty together. All right. I'm going to show you a couple things that you can do with these to decorate them up a little bit while that's still drying. So I've got this one here, and this will be a good one, I think, to go with it. So if we had that in there, we could add some little embellishments to it. I've got a little butterfly here. Got a little butterfly, and see how that would add something to it. Or you could glue the butterfly onto the bottom of this before you put it in there. That would be nice. Okay, another thing you could do besides, okay, you could do a butterfly and then maybe put a little jewel in the middle of it. Would be another option. Or you can leave, we could go with just maybe a few jewels across the center. One in the middle maybe. And a couple on the sides. Those would match too good, but maybe one here, one on the outside, and maybe another in the middle. That might be kind of cute. Or we can even go with maybe some buttons. So let's grab out a couple buttons. I got a little bag here. These are a little more bright. Let's kind of show it maybe on this one. So if it came in here with a couple of these little teal buttons. You know, just use your imagination. If you're watching this, I'm sure you're a junk journaler and you have all kinds of decorative ideas that you can use. Okay, this is probably dry enough now. We can pop that in there. And I think that looks pretty nice together. Let me pull these over. Maybe pop that one in there. So this is just a fun little project you can try. And I love using different combinations with this and different ribbons and different buttons and all the bits and pieces that we like to use. Butterfly one, the flowers at the bottom. So that's it on this one, guys. Thanks for joining me today. We'll see you next time. Bye.